Human beings, if you happen to come across such a beautiful agency, it is a God agency. Actually, they are masters. They are super. They are? So it's rare. Rare. One and only one, beyond parallel in the whole of the world. Not to teach anybody, but to let everybody know who they are. Distinctly separate. Get it?
Get down lower.
Oh, she taught me great lessons. How to live. Good teacher. No? That way they call mother as good teachers and good professors. Without teaching any lessons to the progeny children, which are most liable to them. They don't keep them cling, oh my. But by heart they are. Right? One may like to have such a relation, but it is given to the Mother Nature for us to have that relation, beautiful, that is amongst the human beings to have mother relation, right? Which everybody desires and pines for. That is called, that is second based relation, mother-child, which is called a selfless relation. Selfless, not selfish. Because a mother has never ever any message. No, it's okay, Gary, we'll be all sitting down. Ladies here, gents here, like that. But you are exception, sit there. Come, you don't get disturbed. So, Papa said, 1 minute. No, never ever. What the last? This is mere a speaker record that gets spoken out through the medium of this body as a voice recorder record. That is natural record. I am not the speaker of that, and therefore this speech is not mine. Gary, sir. It's wonderful to know. And that knowledge that I received from my master, not me, all those who sit here, wonderful. And not so many, but in tens of thousands by him, grace, which is rare to happen. Normally, even in good times, it happens by such a super one, master, by him. And masters are HIM or HE, H capital. H capital, not that H. Always, otherwise it is not. You cannot have super adjective. Superhuman life and superhuman way living life is not difficult to live. But it's the science to know how to live such a life. It's easy that he taught everybody, all of us. It's simple, by giving out. By giving out. David, you follow? By
Giving out. Yeah.
Unless we give out the debt we owe to the banks, not we have borrowed. That is to say, unless we are giving out way as a human being in the grand scheme of Mother Nature, not Mother Nature's independent power, but a dependent power that is an other power, but a scientific way of scientifically conducting all living forms, for living forms, to live out or to pass out through living phases in various ways, various suffering ways, through the senses, whichever they have opened. But humans have all these senses fully developed and totally best opened, all the five, with a wonderful developed head, and that to erect. Beautiful two hands, beautiful two legs, and those are meant for, in the grand scheme of nature and language of that mother's nature, which is best and all total justice wise, without difference to anybody. Whichever way human heads may believe, for good or bad, yet for the mother nature, justice that comes to us scientifically as a other indirect God agency, which belief or faith way we call a God agency, because we don't know God directly. Is that not difficult, no? God is a very difficult one to understand, Gari.
Yeah.
Yes.
What our bills say? Bills. We do have bills in America. What are they? They are beautiful, no? And we work for them. Bills.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
Dollar bills. Dollar bills. Dollar bills.
Versus electric bills.
So what does it proclaim? In God we trust.
Right. You gotta be trusted.
Something like that, no?
That's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah. God we trust.
But it is proclaimed by whom?
Government.
By Greenspan? All these such governments? By whom?
Yeah.
Oh my God. The one whom everybody has to believe. Because it is a currency that is common to all. As a barter.
It's a barter. Yes.
Yeah.
It is barter.
Because gold is too cheap
Yes.
for barter to have as currency, right, sir?
Not plentiful.
When gold rush was there, it was plentiful.
Right. No more.
Gold rush. But now no more. So many lost their lives in that gold rush. In USA, in Britain, in New Zealand, South Island, and whatnot. By everybody from all nations. Everybody rushing for gold. Ah, it happened.
Yeah.
You know, in 19th century, when right or not? Or 18th, 19th, yes. It happened. Gold rush. Beautiful. Huh?
Africa.
But it is nothing to lie, nothing as a life to lose if you get gold. Is it not so, Deepak?
No.
Huh? What is life after all? Gold is gold. Life is not gold. Huh? What do you say?
Life is not gold.
Gold is gold.
Right.
There is sciences. Our science, material scientists, world scientists, currency scientists, right? Currency scientists. Scientists are of various forms, because life is subjected to various forms through various faculties, and therefore वर्ल्ड साइंस हैज टू बी थोड़ी गर्म कर लो 5-10 सेकंड 5-10 सेकंड पता नहीं हैज टू बी human language wise science language way scientists, right, through all the faculties of life that can cover all forms of human beings without exclusion, right or not? Without any superiority of one over the other, right?
Right.
Right or not?
Right.
And there lies the value of a human and a human-based relation, right or not?
Right.
And that is the lesson that is indirectly given by God through indirect God agency, that is other agency, indirect agency called Mother Nature as a medium, but a master, super computer-like arrangement that is scientific. Why I say scientific? Unless that arrangement, which is an arrangement for such as a storehouse, computer-like storehouse for beautiful softwares of universal living forms, deities, creatures, humans, hellish, all of us universal, and for human beings, for human worlds. They consider themselves masters. Is it so? Is it true, Gary?
Yes.
Beautiful. This is agency. That is how Mother Nature. That is language. Oh, no, let me take this now.
Yeah.
You also finish yours. Then we talk. Huh? You can ask. You are in minority and these people have come. I will have to talk in my language to all of us. Huh? So, if you learn that language, it is easy, I tell you. I tell you. You know, our children, as they are born here, as born citizens, Gary, but without getting learned from anybody, they naturally speak English. Beautiful. And it is natural acquisition by them, as a language acquisition for them. Beautiful. Likewise you can have, because this science that relates to a human, for a human life, to live a human life as a basic human being, given 100% responsibility wise, with 100% non-seriousness, serious manner. Though apparently it may appear as a foolish one, but it is most wise. Deepak, is it not so? Non-serious way serious. That is natural, is it not? And there lies responsibility of the human being to Mother Nature, and relation of a human being to Mother Nature, and through Mother Nature, indirect way, with God. And there lies importance of human life. Okay, now we enjoy this. And let God allow us to know how nice it is for us as a human being to taste this. Human beings are created for themselves. It must come into use by itself. Why is it not coming? It is just lying idle. Hey, pliers, don't you listen to me? I say, yes, I listen. But I am not deaf. But you are also not deaf, sir. And you are my master. You have created me. I am your pupil. You are my teacher. So kindly, you listen to my language also. That I am your jinn. You order me, use me, and I will come into use. From where this noise coming? From the instrument it is coming. But men, master, creators, they can't listen such language. Deepak? Language is beautiful. Language has no noise. Has? Right? Gary?
Noise?
Huh? No. It has a rhythm. Or no?
Rhythm, musical.
Rhythm.
Yeah.
Rhythm. That's why you like piano?
How do you know? I used to play for many years. Yeah.
What is not that we cannot know? Because I am knower of everything that can easily known within a knower in a known nature called by known nature qualities as a God quality, super quality, absolute quality. That's it. But without claim. Bas. It's an endless God language. Huh? God wants to talk directly to human beings if they have beautiful ears to listen to God. Huh? But God listens to the voices or noise created by human beings through this machine, through here, through this loudspeaker. Sorry. Though they make use of like that or this or whatnot. Right? They need not. Because God is not deaf. God is deaf? No. God can listen best and slightest of the slightest language, rhythm of a beautiful come on.
Anklet.
Of a dancer. Anklet. Tied to the beautiful leg of a beautiful
Dancer.
ant, A-N-T, she ant, dancer. Right?
God
Such-
didn't hear that.
Such a grand, big leg, no? Bigger than human being. So it should not have a noise. It should not deafen anybody. So God is not deaf, but good listener. God listens to that. So why not to human beings? Therefore let human beings be good listeners to themselves so that they can listen to God language and understand God kingdom of happiness, which is verily their own for everybody, which they don't know. It is a science. It is not fiction. Life is a science, not a fiction, sir. What do you say?
Yeah. Is it
Kirubai. As a direct God agency, you follow. Without service wise, but in natural service. Through the scheme of Mother Nature, with all Mother Nature forces backing up this small frail body in which I am not there, of which I am not the owner. The mind of the body is the mind of the body, not mine. Of the ownership of the body, not mine. A body that was claimed as a body owned as a owner body, but that is how it had to come into being as such a God with God, close at heart, abode of God. Unless it is in heart as an abode within us, how can we appeal to the God or pray to the God and our prayer can reach? So heart is the best place in the whole human body where God and God abode can be there. And human beings can learn from that through heart. Beautiful. For humans to understand human language amongst human beings, for human beings to live out human life in the human world as natural human beings, not unnaturally, and throwing away life, priceless life, or priceless. Deepak, he likes dollar too much. He likes ball. He's a businessman. And a good, nicely studied. You studied chemistry, right, sir?
Chemistry.
Oh. Have you studied your own chemistry?
No, not mine. No, I have not studied my own chemistry. No.
Your wife's chemistry?
No. એ તો બહુ અફલાતુન છે. શૈલેજના બેન એટલે પછી છે ને.
Darkness, in darkness and dark light knowledge as a believed knowledge, faith-wise, mistakes committed in this very life, in young years, now have rejected out. That makes me dependent on such thing. B means as body. Yeah, it has to. US government agency is very helpful. Or seniors are not very happy. Seniors are happy. Today they are not, no? Government is against seniors.
With Medicare? Yeah.
Little?
Yeah.
Why? Government is short of funds?
Yes.
Oh my government! Owner of everybody! What shall we call life? A fun, a tragedy, a comedy, a series of events. Are they magical, natural, or what? And real enjoyable or not? What should we call? It's wonderful to know. And life is not that cheap to miss out on it, to live so sullenly with sullen faces, and no, with a mouth that is a glutton mouth, with letting everything go in and in, whatever, oh, let it go. We are humans, God's lovely creatures, and for God is lovely creatures. God has created everything for human beings. Oh my God. They do believe in living and let live principle, God principle. But their language, well, they have to manage with their life. Therefore, they have to have their language. Is it so, kid boy? What to do? And language is perfect as a science all over the world, in all faiths. Are you listening? All cultures, every race, every community, irrespective of gender, irrespective of any difference among human beings, as a country, as a state, country, small village, basically a unit, basic unit as a home, sweet home they call it, or bitter home. But that unless we put outside, it won't become sweet, right? You have to apply honey to it to make it sweet. બધા પધારો, આવી જાઓ, બેસી જાઓ. આપણે everybody has got one's own reserved space. You have to find your space. Space is bountiful. It affords infinite accommodation with infinite accommodative power for everybody, and most beautifully to exist in. Come, find out. You have not to fight for space. Otherwise, coffins won't be available. Our resting places won't be available. But still, human beings reserve the plots, right? Beautiful. This is science. Where is the book? This is science. Read this in English. Have you more? How did you find the taste?
It was good.
And you?
Very good.
Do you want little?
No, fine.
Okay. ले लो हम कोई ले ले जो मैं
खाली
ले लें बेटा. Please. Thank you. This please you read nicely. As a the TV news reader, huh? Come on.
Oh, out loud?
Yes.
Okay. I need my glasses, but the...
Oh, then you as a she reader, come on. As a beautiful the TV reader. Otherwise I say I read if you want. Come on.
The whole is all of that.
But slowly, I am a slow learner.
The whole is all that.
The whole is all that. Come on.
The whole is all this.
The whole is all this.
The whole was born of the whole.
The whole was born out of the whole.
Taking the whole from the whole.
Huh?
Taking the whole.
Taking the whole from the whole as whole
What remains is the whole.
is the whole only.
Om, peace, peace, peace.
Om, that is Pranav, God, voice. Oh, you acquired that name?
It's a given name.
Beautiful. There is Sanskrit verse. Beautiful. It's very well known in India and our culture. Beautiful. And this is the English translation. It's a very scientific. Does it carry some sense, Gary?
Yes.
You?
Yes.
For us to understand our life much better. Do you know? To understanding God as such a beautiful whole. Mother, great grandmother nature as a beautiful whole. Oh no. Therefore, we as human beings to know ourselves at that same whole as that whole only and not part of that whole, or by degree wise, or by particle wise, or by any way. Do you understand? Whole is whole. True, sir? And yet, faith wise, we understand we are mere, what we are? Poor creatures before a great master. I want to live superbly, supreme way, superbly. But this body does not let me live that like that. Is it the fault of this body to punish? Or whose fault? Gary?
Ego.
That's it. Culprit is caught. And that culprit has to be punished. But in a sweet manner. Correction cannot be as a center of punishment like that as US correction centers. Right? Because unless a human being is a natural criminal in the language of Mother Nature, breaking the laws of that Mother Nature, living human life subject to Mother Nature, and all the time breaking laws, and there is none to punish lawbreakers. And here everybody is to punish and send them to correction centers, rehabilitate them, and what not. Those unlucky, so-called deprived, but self-deprived, as what they call in their language, you know that, right? See the fun. to get self-lost, to see God? No. To lose out on life. Right, sir? They make loss. DRUG is a dreaded word. Much dreaded than TRROIST. Which is more dreaded? DRUG? DRUGIST? DRUGIST DELER? DRESTLER CUNSUMER? Or who? Oh my God. Human beings. Human life is wonderful. And science is too easy to understand, I tell you. One did not go to universities to learn Harvard and all and anywhere. In the very home, sweet home you learn. Before your own wife. With wife as your wonderful learning source. Universal source as a universe campus. Wife. And for a wife as a wonderful husband. Same way. Mutually. For not selfish benefit, but mutual benefit. To benefit out of own life. Not for selfish gain ends, but by grand Mother Nature language, grandeur, scheme wise, coming into service of everybody, one and all, without exception, without exclusion. Do you follow? Without coming into service to anybody. Through the best served ourselves. Right or not? As a beautiful wife, as a beautiful husband, mutual relations, thick and close, like that. Like that, right? Of course, parents, mom and pop is fine. We respect them, don't. But after, we don't call mom and pop, hey, you husband of my mom. We don't call that. We respect mom. No. Our mom is, hey, you wife of my pop. No, we don't say like that. We are human beings. We are cultured language. Language is culture. Language really cannot be abused. Never. Ever. Beautiful. And language is only language as a human language. That is a God connection language, beautiful. In a beautiful human God connected life. As a life as a science. Very easy to understand. Very easy. But these heads make that very difficult. To send them for learning to Harvard's and Massachusetts and MIT and whatnot, here, there, or here or there. Very right? Wonderful, sir. चलो पद्धत बोलो इंग्लिश एक इंग्लिश नहीं काढ़ी कवि नु काढ़ो एक तो मैंने आपो at least one. There are so many. There are original books. If you give me one, I'll speak out. Because you are so happy with your own happiness within. So for yourself, you don't care. I was wonderfully speaking in my days, but unnecessarily our Swamiji also, I am telling. Many times I hoped our poet, wonderful poet, blessed by super master, my master, and everybody's master in a subservient way, with wonderful absolute within, in a frail body like ours. Just as in a simple human relation, home relation, sweet home relation, with a wife too. Yes. And he blessed that poet in 1968 that goddess of divine rhythm through the vocal box of human beings divinely to flow out with God divinity in full praise of God as well as for the God, for pleasing God, in the full praise of humanity with human qualities. Right, sir? That is how. That is, by great poets we know that. Words, this, that, here, on side. But such one poet, blessed one, here. But no, I am not there, no.
English word.
These are prose. I want poems. Life is a beautiful poem. Prose are difficult, but poems are beautiful, no?
Yeah.
If the speaker agency is a pure and simple agency, the speaker agency should not be a loudspeaker wise, his master's voice self speaking agency, no. Though seeking help of audible instruments for everybody to make audible to all. Audible who? What? Audible, the voice of, beautiful voice of God. Human beings are not deaf. They are not dumb. Beautiful. Right? Come on. So I'll talk like that now because so many are there.
Right.
Real master is one. Oh, wonderful. એક તો મળે જ ને આઈ નો બટ આ તમે કહો ઈરાદો નથી લાયા મુશ્કેલી આ કરી એનીવે લાવો બહુ છે પણ હવે આપણા વહાલા મહાત્માઓમાંથી કોક ક્યાંથી ગમે ત્યાંથી ડ્રોપ કરશે તો ક્યાં અમે તો કેલા લોંગ બેક પણ આઈ એમ નો બડી ને our Suresh also knows. Kaviraj did not have in English. So many, sir. I have read them out for everybody. Kavi himself has read out. Poet himself has read out, sir. And still you don't know. Oh, you are living in a wonderful, free country, enjoying wonderful life. Well, India is as a country beautiful che, but it is maybe a furnace. But it does not burn anybody, let me tell you. It cleans everybody. That furnace. Huh? A beautiful reactor furnace. Kiribe, that's beautiful. એવું છે બહુ ઘણા બધા છે બેઝિક ટુ ડેવલપ કવિરાજને એક વખત ફોન કરજો તમને જાણવા મળશે એકાદ વખત તમારી પાસે તમારા છોકરાઓ છે તમે લોકો છો રાખશો તો સારું પડશે હિન્દી ની કાંઈ ઇંગ્લિશ મને લાગે હિન્દીના પદમાં સ્વામીજી નથી જાણતા સ્વામીજી ના પણ જાણો છો ખરા કે નહીં જો એ જાણે છે हाँ पर original books are not original people. Swamiji's.
They are out of distribution, sir. You will get
Oh, out of print.
we will get it
Oh,
printed.
Oh, Deepak Bhai is too generous to get it printed out. Please give him. Raise your hand. Give him that exercise.
Done deal.
Huh? Done deal. Easy. चल कौन से? हैं?
ગીતા આપણે અહીંયા
અરે આપણી નજીકમાં કે અમદાવાદ રસિકબેન ત્યાંથી નહીં વંદીને આવી ગઈ પોતાની because his body is a mover, not he. He has to be in service of humanity. So good. Swamiji, you know, I have no guru. No guru. No. Guru is in social terminology, human terminology, and not a wrong relation, but a factually correct relation in human language for human beings to understand the lessons of humans, the which lessons they have, they say, learnt little well, though they don't speak so that they have learned so little well. They know we have learned so well, not little well. And by having learned so well, come we are teaching you. So, instead of being natural gurus, which are the true gurus, they become self-owned gurus. Well, a religion anywhere in the world can never ever be a religion in the sense of the understanding of the word religion. Wherever it is commerce based, religion can never ever be, ought never ever be commerce based. It is not a commercial commodity that is marketable. It does not require any marketing, does it? It does not require to learn strategies of marketing, sales for it to go out to everybody as a religion for everybody. No. It requires naturality of the religion for the religion to be as religion. That is called religion. Our master gave us wonderful adage that basically, on the contrary, commerce has to be with the religion, or rather religious based, or rather positivity based, not profit based. Commerce is not subject to only profit. That is what universities teach. That is what they throw out. So many graduates, masters, doctors, and whatnot for the world, and world them dearly. At whose cost? Whose cost? At nobody's cost, right? It does not come from anywhere. It comes from a kitty. It is unlimited, right? But government says we are short of funds. Does it so? Is it so? Government need not say that. Our Suraj says how government comes. It says that and makes our gas so dear. But your state is cheap because the state of Bush, the president, Texas. Okay. Jabru છે. Life is one all around. No, that master said, commerce has to be religion wise, truly, that is to say, positive sense way, positively based, religious based. That is called true commerce. And commerce means life commerce. Unless life as a commerce is lived out by life, commercial way, that is religiously based way. Life does not acquire any meaning. In spite of best learning of Massachusetts and Harvard and whatnot, Cambridge and Oxford, no. All the Nobel Prizes, fat. But those illiterates, they are masters, but they are rare to find. Very rare. Really, it's nice to understand God. God is not that difficult. Easiest of approach. If one desires to approach, but it cannot be directly approached. That is the problem. It has to be approached through an agency, a divine agency. That is a human body without ownership. Can you find your one in this whole of the world, anywhere in any corner? One body without ownership, claim of ownership. You follow, I hope. You? In Ireland?
We're renting our bodies.
We rented?
We're renting. Are you saying we're
Rented condominium or which big? God.
You say we don't.
My God.
You say we don't own. You say we don't own our bodies, so we're renting.
We say that. But everybody says God, 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 and everybody is God. God is for all. And yet everybody would like to get my God. God cannot belong to anyone as one's God. God who is for everyone. Is it not so? It has only one language. It has got one mouth. So are human beings with one mouth. Why should they speak dual language? Kirit. Why? Tell me. God has one mouth, or a mouth with duplicity or singularity. Oh my God. That is called God. And the language also is a singular language, lovable by everybody and towards everybody. Compassionately, beautiful, benevolently. The one language, the only language that be happy, everybody. Be happiness to everybody. By being happy with yourself, so that with your experience of by being happy yourself, you can make others feel happy by your very presence of such a state of happiness through this human God agency. That is nature. Sorry, it's hard.
No.
That is God. Beautiful. चलो बोलो कहीं पद लो. हाँ स्वामी जी आप चलो कहीं मंदिर कैसे कहीं इंटरवल पालो. Wound body, but a free body. That ought to be a free, not a chained one, not a chained one, not a jailed one. That is how it is. Not a body that need to be subjected to the laws. Laws are not given to God. God has no laws. God is with a supreme law of love for all, right? That's it. God language is a language of love, pure and simple, towards everybody. Everybody. Live and let live. Right now? That's it. Why do Hollywood does not make that film international or all that? Suggest, Deepak, go out. Why do Nobel Prize people put a Nobel Prize for that? Go and tell. Simple. Who gives best lessons in the world for such a beautiful lesson of living and letting everybody to live? This Nobel Prize, this Super Nobel Prize. But nobody. It needs to be, no? Shall we send our suggestion? Can we? It's worth sending. Eh? I will give you this book today, Gary, as a basic textural text compiled by one PhD, self-realized one, Dr. J.P. Amen. He is, I think, kitla varas na thaya? I think 68.
No, he's 70 also.
Sir?
He should be 70.
Not, he has not crossed, but nearing almost. 68, 69, whatever. He is in India today. He is not well. Also, it was there in various ways with various advertisements. I, in my childhood days, with game of these boxes, empty boxes, used to collect them, right? Collect them as a currency sort. In a child, our young age days, yes, collecting various advertised way types of boxes, beautiful, and showing each other. So I got beautiful this one. This is that matchbox, and it gives a beautiful lesson for us to understand our own life as a basic human life, that is a natural human life. Natural human life, not to be lived out unnaturally, but to live out naturally for self as well as towards as self for all. Read by right? Simple. Life as an instrument is a mere instrument, body, or no? Tell me.
Yes.
She says yes. What do you say?
Yes.
Body. Yeah. It is an instrument, and it has to remain as an instrument. That is a great lesson from Master. But unless that instrument comes in the agency form, as an agency instrument, an instrument is only that can come into use, not self-use by self in selfish way. Yes, sir, Deepak? No. But in a selfless, love-wise, by self-interest way, yes, for self-interest, yes, it is God permitted. God permitted. That is human life and living. That is basic human principle, life principle. Sir, Gary sir, that is what lesson given by him. But we have to realize that instrument agency from the realized ones who can get us onto our own realization of our own self, as that self which is purest of the pure self, not an impure one, mind you, but purest of the pure self, with infinite qualities, innate, natural, perpetual, beautiful, elementally, and modification wise, resulting out, affecting out through this body, naturally, the body that is an instrument. Now understand? Therefore human beings should learn, but unless they realize themselves as that such an instrument wise agency like human beings with human lives, with human qualities, what is the value of a human life? In spite of being so wonderfully invaluable. That is what he explained to this doctor in 1974. Just he comes across that, look here, as a divine, beautiful God agency that we have come into this, and that has opened out within us as Dada Bhagwan, D-A-D-A. Do you understand? Which is beyond all human blood relations, not subject to blood relation or body relation. That is the word D-A-D-A. We call it in body relation wise a grandfather. Right? But here, no. That Dada is like that. And in every religion, for superhuman, those rare are that, we call that. But in different languages, by different ways. Right or not, Deepak? Some say that agency as sun, S-O-N. They understand it as shining as sun, as S-U-N. Showing everybody the path of life, human life, with human love. Giving a simple lesson to the humanity, love thy neighbor. Though he meant by neighbor means by one's own body. But who understood? I will come again on the third day, because these heady human beings living in lighted darknesses, in the dark age, beautiful lighted, candle lighted, oh my God, does not like sun-lighted way type, sunlight people. In sun relation, S-O-N, to sun, or anyway, we would like to call it a messenger relation. Some call it prophet, some call it Messiah. Different ways. But true word for that is a one who is a self-realized one. Who is a self-realized one. That is, one who has known one's own self, that is God self, purest of the pure, within and not without, as a factual fact, all-time fact. Though belief faith-wise, different in different religions all over the world, by different races, getting differentiated and fractionated, no doubt. For simple human language of theirs, complex with total complexity, 100%, to fight against each other. Oh my God! What sort? What are these heady people? Why? Why should we? Why husband should fight with the wife, or wife with husband? In the same four walls. Kirit bhai? Huh? Wife gives us beautiful food, everything, without expectation. It's a demanding, bottomless pit. It's lifelong. Putting all sorts of demands. Wife supplies satisfaction of life. But wife also, but husband then, he works hard. Not for anybody, for my wife, my beloved wife. Yeah, simple lessons. Master taught that. Unless you are self-realized, by self-realization, for you, in a self-realized way, by a self-realized one, totally, all through, and all modification-wise, in purest of the pure form, in this very body, 100% devoid of ownership, 100%, which is composed of mind, speech, body, physic. Alive. Unless it is live, it won't be called a body physic. We know that. Human beings are too sharp, too very clever. Otherwise they won't call it a human body. They will call it by some other word. CORPSE, or in some way DEAD. We respectfully, oh my God, give due respects. Oh my God. But everybody would like to respect afterwards, not while one is already before us. That is fun of life. God is within, not without, but not without realization of that God connection, direct connection of ours, by our own self-realization of our own pure soul self. Do you understand? That is self-realization. Beautiful. And that was Master. After him, this body, and so many thousands, tens of thousands, all over. In the US, there are so many states. In Europe, Africa, all over. And definitely in India. Definitely in India. Yes. So, understand? To listen to God language directly. Numbers are not required, Kirit Bhai, are they? But listeners are required. Oh no. What do you say? Halls of fame are not required. But halls of common people are required, simple. Those not university educated people, but simple, uneducated, common folk, they are required. Women, though America has given full freedom, no doubt, and everybody believes equal rights, and definitely, but if nobody believes, then they make everybody believe by law. Yes, sir. Hey, come here. I am your partner, 50%, exactly half. Let our whole lives be cut into half. You share half and I share half. But body cannot be cut into two. Kirit Bhai. Beautiful. That is the beauty of language of God. For a H-E, he, or S-H-E way, shield, where God is H, which H capital he, within both of them, with common qualities, infinitely, potently powerful, but latent, hold in box like this unignited matches in this matchbox. Which lesson this doctor got from the master in 74. In simple way. See the masters, teaching simple lessons. Right? And he came across that, look here, our agency is now closing admissions for everybody in this university and coming to a close of almost 2,100 numbers. Still, there are 2 numbers left, and those who are desirous, still they can be admitted. World is vast, numbers is vast, but who can be those 2 desirous, sir? Lucky, bountifully lucky.
Right.
Who? And he came across this doctor in his college as a professor in one city, Cambay, in the Gulf of Cambay, Gujarat, like that. Where he was there, through his friend, that only 2 seats are available for admission. Rush, otherwise they are gone. Wherein you get yourself self-realized, such a precious life, out of your whole precious lifetime, just in simple 1 hour. 1 hour only. You have not to sit for hours together with putting yourself in difficulties. No, simplest, come for 1 hour. In 1 hour, during my experiment conducted by me, that is what Master still told. And that is that message was conducted by that friend to this doctor. That experiment, I am a non-giver, giver of total freedom to human beings. Human beings who believe that they are free, though they are slaves, and yet they say they are free. They have to believe. They have to believe in this make-believe world. Otherwise, how can they live? Very difficult. They also live like that. They make others live like that. And there's world. The show goes on, must go on. Game of show business. Huh? And you get your gun. That's it. Beautiful. That's it. In my young days, wonderful. In those days, I was in college and I saw that. But I always wanted to find a theme in that. That's it. Central idea. It was a beautiful one. A simple lady looked upon as without energies. What do you think? I can do better anything than whatever you done. Can? Come on. That's all. Human beings. But he gave that lesson to this doctor. That is how in 1974 came to across and he got himself self-realized. And after that 1974, till physically this frail body of his master was no more in this mortal world. Though his state of being of perpetuality, Dada Bhagwan, that was freshly opened out for all human society to benefit from. In such chaotic, adverse times, negative times, with positive understanding, still existent, but existent through self-realized way, like ignited human bodies from within, with God ignition, divine, leading everybody. Lead thy divine light me. Show me path in darkness, right? And everybody gets guided. That is how it is. There are so many. And it was given unto this body for continuing the same experiment process from that on. That is to say, 1988 and today till the body is there. Go on. And these Swamis, under who and with his great grace, they got self-realized in their 20s, late 20s, in the college days. Beautiful, brilliant, gold medalists, engineers, doctors, and whatnot, which it is. And they realized that life is too important to lose out on it, to miss the chance, to miss the bus. Therefore, he particularly feeling that, well, I don't dislike or indifferent to anybody, seeing everybody killing, keeping like that, as a backpack, or keeping here, kangaroo like. I don't like to see that. And getting born like that, either as a he or either as a she. Is it choice given to get out born like that? Is it choice given or natural?
Natural.
That is. But it is given to one's own will. There lies the beautiful willpower. And the God language willpower. Not human language willpower. Human language willpower is a heady power. Making everybody heady. Clashing their heads. Wonderful. And he made him realized through the simple box. And when he came to know, only two. And whole life I struggled. Whole life. And he was born almost somewhere in 1937. This happened in 74. That was about his age must be 40, what I don't know. 42, what? 40s, early 40s, we can say, whatever. Right? Then, at that age, as a professor, comes across, he has got a companion friend with him, assistant professor, who was also in the spiritual pursuit of knowing himself. A Brahmin in India, we call them, Joshi, that's her name. And he said, come Joshi, you are my friend, and I tell you this secret that I have come to know through my friend that only 2 tickets are available, and within 1 hour only, and we fought right from our early teenage years till today for this only, and with the result that we have achieved nothing with emptiness filling, filling up nothing achievements, meeting so many gurus and all that, saints and all that, sincerely with sincere approach, so many faiths, knowing so all the philosophers of the world, theologians and whatnot. He was doctor, no? And he learned so many life sciences only he learned. And within 1 hour only, why not to grab that chance? He did not doubt. That was great part of his. And that was the sincerity of heart that was his. That immediately he believed doubtlessly in that. No, there cannot be any doubt that can be cast upon such a secret that has come out to me, that can be there by anybody, though one may have. So how come possible? 1 hour? when people have fought for life after life and lives, lost lives, what is this? Humbug. No. Such a learned one. Doubtlessly, he said, and he told his friend, my Joshi friend, my assistant, come, I tell you, and we, both of us, we immediately catch next bus and reach. He is about 45 miles nearby. Let's get into bus and go. And so that we do not lose out on this opportunity and somebody else gets that admissions. Only 2. Then the admissions to that university closes. Divine University, where merits are required. But his demand was not on anybody that you come with merits. One has to come with merits. But his demand was very simple. But he never said that. In non-spoken language he told everybody. But he extracted from everybody, without the knowledge of everybody, from everybody, through their hearts. Because he was a direct God agency. Beautiful. Beautiful. By and through the surrender process by everybody, desirous ones, for self-realization, coming unto him and getting surrendered unto him, bowing to his with ownership free toe, through which nectar, divine God nectar was flowing for everybody to benefit through that. God connection, which is here as a third eye, which everybody has, but nobody has realized. You don't have? You don't have? It is there, we can see. Yes, but it has to open out. Third eye. Yes, between these 2 eyebrows and inside. Surgeons may search. Scientists may enter bodies, but they can't find. Hollywoods may make films, scientific films and whatnot, but no, they can't reach. But luckily, if they don't come out in their own self-timed softwares and can get lost, by chance they come out, then God, oh, we are saved. That in the inner canals that we tried to reach there through submarines, unwashed in every way, but with science, with a surgeon, nurse, and a little team, and to reach God there. You saw that film? What was called that?
Fantastic voyage.
Huh?
Fantastic.
Hey, Girish, sir. I luckily came across that one. Fantastic voyage. You saw this, sir? Giri? Please get one. Blockbusters. Maybe. Barnes Noble, maybe. Very well. Huh? Beautiful. Fantastic voyage. I saw one time machine. All sorts, so many, based on H.G. Wells. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I was fond of such films in my college days. They were good films. But nowadays, oh my God. You see? And then he came. And these people went in bus. And immediately he went to him in a simple house. Not owned by him throughout their life. A life in 1974, when he was 67th year of life. Look here. He was not owning any house or anything. Even he was, in spite of his being a house builder, oh my God. Fun, eh? Great fun. Great boy. Yes. Businessman? No. I don't believe in ownership of any sorts. and claiming to own everything and anything by owning, accept to be owner without claiming any ownership, and therefore enjoying the life as a owner of the world rather than with this simple frail body. But frail body is, I'm not indifferent to it, it is beautiful. So I am living with it nicely, in a beautiful way, neighborly way. My body itself is a beautiful neighbor, and I am in a neighborly relation with my body. That was Jesus' lesson. Visionary Jesus. By vision, not by speech, tongue. Because human beings can't understand lesson that is vision lesson. Therefore they have to be told through tongues which they can listen to or understand through head, but not by heart. And he was indirectly talking to hearts of everybody, but one had to have that heart relation, a heart connection, no? Right, no? No one can say that everybody without exclusion are with heart connection. World is free. Anybody can have any source of connection, head or heart. They are there. The world is a world, differentiated world. So he came across those, and definitely knowing in his vision that I am to come across, and I am to come across my own abode, etc. And there I am to meet with people who have no heart but head, and putting all sorts of allegations on me as, oh, you got agency. Come, we'll show you how you are agency. And they will do all sorts of things. And none whoever met with hearts will speak that. They will not have heart to speak out openly. What a world, poor world. But Dada Bhagwan put a beautiful principle. To speak out through tongue is a crime against nature, as a single crime in the court of nature, Mother Nature, in the court of God, Supreme God, for the judgment day, for the last judgment. Understand? And not to utter out the very life principle for which one has to be in the circumstances where the circumstances forces him to express out humbly through that very tongue, without ownership, principle wise, with expression, with principle, eternal, is not to come out and keep silent in the fearful world, out of fear and social fear, that too. Because society is fearful, Deepak? Huh? Na kya chhe? No, society does not appear fearful. All right, no? Apparently or really? What do you mean by apparently? It is not a fact. Apparent is a fiction. I don't know English words. I don't know dictionary. I just, words come out. Kiribesi, tell me. Apparent or real? Real is fact. Real is no fiction. World. And out of that, with social viewpoint and social fear and social code wise living, which is not at heart the God code wise living. Therefore, though hate is there, freedom from hate is achieved, and yet connection is not lost. And the liberation of that from the connection is still not achieved. That is given for everyone who is self-realized to get that freedom from himself. You are given the freedom, freedom is given into your hands. Be free. Why do you be so dependent, reliant? Your own masters. But you are given certain dictates to follow. That please now live out according to the simple, principled dictates, which are not bound by do's and don'ts laws. No, sir. Kirpa, you understand? They are science. They have got scientific value. Science is no fiction. Science is a fact. So, that is, I understand at least. I don't know I am right or wrong. Unless you tell me so, for me to be either right or wrong. You learned it once. Because I am subservient to everybody. That is what I have learned from my master. And that is what that master, last two admissions he gave to this one doctor and his friend. Not his friend, his friend, he said, oh sorry, see what happened. He approaches the master. Yes sir, and he came. And he's one of the such Swami. Kanti bhi ata the hote.
No. That time they were not.
Somebody, Dr. Kant K.B. Patel, he was there, and he introduced Dada Bhagwan as his friend relation, this gentleman, and he is a learned one, doctorate with doctorate, and other Indian culture and all culture of all the races of the world, and etc. 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 And said, okay, come. Dada Bhagwan understood that he is learned one. But come, sit. Simply he said, and he was sitting. In those days, out of his open admission of his body weakness of smoking, not shielding that weakness, but not shouting that I am so weak, but at his heart it was that as a weakness, with full knowledge, and yet he was not the doer of any activity, that as such a one, divine one, such a simple addiction of smoking should be there for him. What you know, it's very, very bad. Kirpa, right? But he didn't know. If people approached and tell him, oh, what sorts you are? How can you call yourself such? When such simple things bind you as a slave, and you are slave to it? Then he says, if you want to understand, I will explain you. Unless you want to. But if you want to understand with affirmation of yours from within for you, I have no way to explain you. But with open heart, if you come to me, I can explain you without deceitfulness. Totally. No, I have no such things. Such agency cannot be a deceitful agency. Understood? So, all introduction given, he said, and he said, yeah, because he learned to hear gurus and so many, and he respected like that. He was taught to respect gurus, saints, so-called in society, in social setup, as higher-ups. Yes, sir. Even today also, whole world, whole of India, it's there. And likewise, sincerely he was, that when he does such a finality of liberation and liberated way of life, free life living, lesson in 1 hour for one to experience, taste. Impossible, what is impossible is made possible by such one. He must be a great master. That is what his heart accepted, and that is how he submitted. Dada saw that. Dada immediately realized, because he is piercing and omni-viewing vision. Do you understand? Through and through, without letting anyone's opaqueness to opaque the transparency of everybody before him, for viewing with total transparency and all opacity gone, though preserved by everybody as a opaque, believing it as transparent wise through head. No, sir, nobody can remain like that before me. From inside out we can see, view, and as a perfect knower and seer, experienced way he was. So he believed, and he was like that because he passed through such lessons and he had due respect. Beautiful doctor. There is no photo of him, but beautiful doctor. But this is the book compiled by him. જે તો બધાનું તો આઈ બન્યું, હા, મુશ્કેલી થઈ ગઈ હારી, પણ આમનું મારે ચાલશે? હા, કોણ હતું? વંદિની હતી? કંઈ નહીં. ઓકે, આ થોડું પતાવી દઉં, શોર્ટ, લાસ્ટ, પછી આપણે ઓવર કરશું. Now time is also getting over of this class. Hardly 5 minutes remaining, so we'll be home. So he said, sir, we learned that only 2 tickets are available, and I am a, though professor, so called by people, all these things, but in the spiritual pursuit of knowing my own self, God self, God connection, God love, in this very life, from my early years till today, without achievement of any sorts, though so believed in make-believe world of higher-ups, but sincerely believed my higher-ups. Naturally, when I go to them, I must believe. If I go to a professor, I must respect. If I go to a teacher, I must respect, sir, that I am people. I cannot be teacher's teacher, and how can I learn them? No, learning lessons are by humility, right? Not without. Humility is the only factor in a human heart, and that human being can have, that can make one learn and learn throughout life. Whole life is a learning college. Beautiful. Understand? Life is beautiful, wonderful. So he immediately said, sir, we have come like that, listening to this, we too, and kindly make us self-realized so that we can go by next bus to our home. As a professor, though my afterwards college over, I had to go home, but I was so anxious and so restless that directly without going home I sat into bus and came to you, sir. And with this, my friend, he also agreed to come. But he said, I will come, but I have daughters, family. But anyway, I sent message to somebody that tells that for some urgent work he has gone to this nearby place and come back. So with that condition I am coming. All right. No, they go. Master, a simple dialogue takes place, divine dialogue. Beautiful. Through this matchbox, giving a simple lesson. Right, Swamiji? Well, he is the proper one to describe this. How can I describe? But I will try my best, to my best ability. Because today, though he believes me in his place, sincerely by heart, in speech and body, with unity, us and everybody, though I am not that, like that, by heart, I am with everybody, at everybody's feet, subservient way. No, that is my lesson that learned through my master. And that lesson was through a divine dialogue, through this matchbox, to that learned professor. In just few minutes like that, dialogue. So, he said, yes. Oh, he said he wants immediately go back. Oh, great eagerness. But he saw transparency-wise his tender heart at least, his sincerity at heart, and therefore he was compassionate enough to tell him and give him a correct lesson. Kiritbhai, correct. Oh, you want to learn and go away immediately, and you understand self-realization, so easy a lesson like that, as you heard, and so easily available like that. So you know as a so easy, because of your very hard efforts, action efforts, in this action world. Subject, a unlearned, such a master can teach a learned one. How come? No, in the human world, it is not believable. Gari sir, my God, he was metric failed, master has no education. He never believed that I should learn too much and do work in offices, get salaries, and be my servants to my masters and bosses. I don't want any boss on me, because I don't want to be boss over anybody, and I don't believe God to be a boss God in any way, in any sorts, in any meaning wise. God can never ever be boss wise, but God can every time forever be as ourself wise. That is the true God. How can he be boss wise, either above us, or that can make us in a boss attitude way, everybody feeling in a make-believe world, though not expressly, but beautiful world cheating way, deceitful way, in an apparent non-deceitful manner. Deepak, sorry, dollar world, no? Gold world, oh my God, not God's world, God believed world, no? Beautiful. Whatever. The world is not wrong. World was always right, is always right, and will always be right. And world is world, and perpetual. But one should understand what world is. That is the point. By self-realization, self-lessons. He said, okay, then it's okay. Just he was, because so there was a matchbox lying here. And that was a pipe, but I being very close to him. And I was working my construction, being an engineer, civil engineer. Now I'm retired every way with him, in business too. Along with my father, they were partners. So after my father, I was, and he, but my master, friend, philosopher and guide, though in business as partners. But I had never at my heart, no, how can I? Is everything, all. Even with family relations and everything, he with family relations. But we are so I was a shadow of his as a master, a factual shadow, not a physical body shadow carried by a God, formless God shadow in human form. Yes, sir. There's the beauty lies of being shadow-like life living. Deepak, that is what I understand. That is my simple lesson I have learned. If I don't know I am correct or not, you are the ones to know me whether I am correct or one. You can pass me, fail me. I am on my own. That's it. World issues certificates, degrees and whatnot, PhDs, doctorates and all these things. Through certificates. I don't need certificates. That are world certificates. But I am for liberation of the people, desirous people who want themselves to get liberated out in this bonded life, self-bonded way living. In fact, and apparently believing a free life, choice way life, though every step experiencing that one has no choice, it's a chance. Life given to theories after theories after theories after theories. Life that is subjected to fiction through books after books after books. And whole of America getting piled up by books. Beautiful. Precious life in this America. Approached by Barnes Noble, knowledge storehouse, approached by leisurely people, beautiful people to go there and enjoy there and read the knowledge out for them. Oh, what do they get? Star coffee, chit-chatting, mutual, even doing some business, commerce. Oh my God. No, Barnes and Noble is not a wrong place. I also go there. That's how. I mean, for example, it may be by other names here. But this lesson that is given, oh, come. Just he takes out. What is this? And he gets, without doubt, he was doubtless, no? That no, he is master. My heart agrees. Such a simple way, as if, even though I said I have come for such a great, this total desire. And I came to know that in 1 hour, that I immediately came directly from college, taking that in 1 hour and go back by return bus to my home, waiting for my family, waiting people, reach out to them, and sincerely waiting. He does not feel anyway concerned that he keeps me waiting, yet he is a master. A master is a master after all. A master can never ever be a boss of anybody. Otherwise he is no master at all. That is God. Human being is not God. God opens out in a frail human body. Beautiful. That requires importance of human form. Basically, life form. as a human form. Globally, universally. Yes. If you understand, if one understands this lesson well, one must be in quest to search and conquer of the world that is one's own so-called believed wise world within, though living out friendship relation wise, experience to a wise, just behaving enemy, foe, and the garb of friends. So I must win over the world. I must conquer the world. I must be a conqueror. In heart with heart, in true quest and search, right? Quest and conquer. Kirit Bhai. Beautiful. I came across the beautiful book, Man the Unknown. Small booklet, beautiful. In my engineering college days, my electrical engineering professor, Khatrak by name, surname, Parsi, Central. He was fond of such things. He gave a list of books. I liked. I came across and went through. Beautiful. Man the Unknown. So, come, the simple way, without anything repairing, as nothing has happened. See, devoid of all doerships by mind, speech and body, even though body is there factually, but that is body without ownership, he is a master. That is opened out God, that is within, that is Dada Bhagwan. Oh, but in the simplest of the simple way, through the body, for ordinary people to understand that opened out God is not that easy. To understand such a simple body through a simple body for a non-simple God, so called. Is it so? Though simple to approach, right? Easily. Without. That is what Doctor experienced. Beautiful experience. Because he was a true searcher. Sir, I am not praising him much, but he was with a heart. He was with a heart. I was sitting in a corner all the way. Even though I lived with him. Everybody was with him. Everybody felt I am with Dada. Good. But to understand Dada, one needs to understand basically one's own body as file. And life is meant for that, Kirit Bhai. Life is too precious to miss out on this chance. Do you understand? And life, of course, is without ears. Right, no? Or with ears. Limitations or unlimited. But subject to extensions through applications to God. Or no? Great fun. My God. Life. Important life. Everybody believes, I understand. You understand. Dada says, I know nothing, feeling, attitude. Even after realization, keep this at heart. Please, live this very life, live out with these simple ajnas. They are not mine. They are verily yours, for you, for yourself. Therefore, he is not a boss to bind you as a slave before him, or as a disciple, as an underhand under him. He has made you free. But we must know our own freedom, right? That is the beauty. That is the lesson, Deepak. Deepak Shah.
A little discourse will help for all of us. If
Huh?
discourse can help all of us if we can expand on.
This discourse.
No,
The simplest two sentences. In such a highest learned one, Dada gave, and he was awfully struck at heart, wonderfully, and he bowed, Satsang,
immediate.
Salam,
Salam.
God. I met God. He said, the experience was not there, but going away, believing I will get this realization, when he finally said in words, so relieving him of all the stresses after these lessons, simple lessons, wherein he came to know that the way he wants to realize, it is not that cheap to realize that way, to come this bus by directly from college, realize in 1 hour and take it from 1 hour from him, as if his for you those available for all the times, any time and any way you can receive without respect to time, the divine wonderful element which scientists could not reach. Einstein, oh no, Einstein of the millennium, no, could not define, no, read by. Time is wrapping. What do you say? Time said in simple. Dada said in simple was what is time, because Dada was free of time. He was absolutely free of the body without ownership. Has a totally, absolutely opened out God within the frail body, in the simplest body. But who can understand him? So he said but he realized his greatness through such simple lesson, that what is this, my dear friend? Oh, he asking so simple way, you are such a great master. True, he is not a boss. He realized. Therefore he also simply said, oh sir, it is a matchbox. Then he simply keeps the same matchbox in the hand. Just he pushes, opens out, takes a matchstick, closes gradually. Now he says, what is this? Without effort, so easily, without trying to give any lesson, but for him to receive all the lessons of his life, because he was learned one at heart. See, everybody gets the same experience, believes so, that I have in these situations, that one may have whatever. But every word of devoid of ownership, simplest of the simple, is such a beautiful word. Even each word can compile all the religious scriptures of the world put together, and the essence of it would be in that. So kind, they are meant to be followed so, by heart. That's it. Simplest way. Not by head. It is your head. Now I have freed you and put you at heart center. So with that center, you get your freedom from your head by your own way, by yourself. You are bound by your head. You had apparently no heart. I have made you realize your heart, that you have a heart. You need not go to a cardiologist to know that or learn anatomy. This is not that physical heart that you know. There is a wonderful seat, God seat there. It is at heart, right or not? That all religions believe. Killed by right? That's it. Beautiful. So, and he said, oh, what a simple way he puts that matchbox. And he's trying to give self-realization lessons. Master, must be true master. There's some deep meaning. But he simply tries to follow, yes sir. And he simply says, matchbox. Then he says, what is this? Oh, this is matchstick. Is it so? So now you realize that this is a matchstick that was inside this matchbox. What it is for? Oh sir, it is to light, to give us light. See? And what you have to do? Just you have to like that, ignite it, and light it, and get light to show your path. That's it. With your heart. Now I put both. Now you realized that though this is a matchbox, but it has light power within, a divine power, absolute power, perpetual power. In this frail body box, this box is castaways, carton, simple. Body is a carton, but it contains beautiful gods. Listen, finished. Sorry. Oh, beautiful. And he was Satsang. See, that was this Dr. J.P. In this book I give you, you'll take it. I don't know, I have got more copies, but if you have got one more, both of them one each. Huh? Since they have come, this will be their gift. Huh?
One for you.
Oh, that is good. But you can be given. And along with that, another one by the same gentleman, doctor. And this easy, effortless accent to science of absolutism. Wonderful. In the brackets, from labyrinth to liberation. This is the one that is labyrinth to liberation, this fly. It's a beautiful simile given, and through this wonderful equation, E is equal to mc square, wise, understanding one's own life, beautiful life with infinite powers within. But they have to open out through realization. And once upon realization, they get initiated by opening out wave-wise. They can get opened out further by our own self, divine Purusharth. That is called effort and action. Yes. An action is an action only when it is an action not as owner of action, but a non-owned action. And that is God, direct relation, action, divine. Do you understand? Through the human body, realized human body instrument. By the rest of the life, by that body, living out whole of the rest of life in an instrument way, understanding wise, learning the science of one's own life, and let that science opening out within oneself in its absolute sense, gradually, upon. No changes, nothing has happened. Everything will go on. You will go to office, work nicely. Oh, go ahead. That's the experience. One will do this. Okay. Now, this will be for somebody else. So, this we are giving. The absolute science of the perpetual real that is within an relative universe. Vitrag Vignan. Vitrag means without, devoid of love-hate relationships, attractions, aversions, relationships. That body is subjective, but not God. God is free. God is within. Though believed without, belief-wise, faith-wise, but it has to be so in the world view, with world view as living, to have a fear for God, to be fearful of God, not the body, but on its own, but as God is fearful, causing everybody to fear. No. On the contrary, He would like to make everybody fearless in this fearful body. That's called valorous living. And that is the real conquering. By losing out mind, speech and body wise, every way, through this body that is 100% old body, old, O-W-E-E-D, O-D, no? O-W-N-E-D, no, no, V-O. We have to give out. So, vitrag means giving out. And one who has given out is a one. In the human body it only happens. And Vignan means science. And science can open out only through such a body. That's it. Human bodies are given to that. That is how human body acquires interest. And here is that book. Basic textural. Beautiful. Nobel prizes of Nobel Prize can be won over. Theses and theses of theses can be written. But in simple languages, same master's whole principles are revealed in simple master's language. But through his experience and in communication with us, through illustrations, beautiful, not imagination wise, but beautifully understanding wise, wonderful illustrations. Beautiful. The science of the perpetual pure soul and the science of mind, speech, body, that is body physic quality way. Understand? Compiler, etc. This is my
Thank you.
Radha's gift to you. And same, if you want more, same thing. And with that. But one is enough.
Yeah.
First you go,
Yeah,
then you can take this later.
Go to Barnes and Noble.
Yeah, that's over. See the lesson he gave, beautiful lesson. And therefore now you have realized that this is not merely a matchbox, but a matchbox with matches inside. That you have realized? Yes, sir. Go. But sir, I have not realized myself. Oh, you great. But I'm sorry. It has to have that opportune time, science way, scientifically, to come, so that, which is not in my control, though I am free of time, yet at that such time and auspicious moment, it can be done. And during the hour following, we will conduct. How can it be? Wonderful, sir, wonderful. And he was all like, woman, inside. And he was Satsang. So, when can I come? Tomorrow? Day after? Shall I stay? No, I don't mean you should stay here for day or days, months, years. No, I need only 1 hour of your precious life. Oh, still more great. કિરીટભાઈ જો કેટલું મજાનું લેસન છે, બ્યુટીફુલ. જોજો હા સાચવીને એમને પગે થઈ છે ને, જરાક એ કરો. તો then he does not feel disappointed, but I will go away, but I have to go away. but you can go away. Then he says, just pausing a moment, and immediately, spontaneously, it comes out through him that he says, do you have the so-called long hair keeping youths, which was the fashion in those days, hippies, in your town? Those teenagers and students? Oh, sir, plenty of them. They are my disciples. My God. Dada had envisioned such swamis. See, look, beauty. See the beauty. We must realize this. Lessons are simple to learn if our heads allow that. Desai. But heads are heads to make everybody roll. For a rolling stone, that is by nature a rolling stone, Kiritbhai, that gathers no moss. Oh, what do we do? No. Head should not get everything. They should not roll unnecessarily. Let you keep yourself, your own head on your shoulders. Right? Whosoever is to do, he will mind his own head. But this is world, a social world, given to social. This is the tragedy. After meeting the master, it can happen if proper lessons already received are not sincerely with heart, not basically followed in the simplest way, without any obstructions, without conditions, without laws. You go on with your own life. Beautiful. Wonderful. It can happen. Head is head after all. It is not anybody's head, but everybody's. Then he finally says, in that case, if we come to a town and conduct this experiment and give you this self-realization knowledge to you, and those your long hair ones, are they? Can more and more grow. Oh my God, what great! I learned that only 2 were left. There is some mystery in this. Mysteries are mysteries. Everybody wants to get them revealed, but they always remain as mysteries. Difficult to understand. That is where Dada Bhagwan needs to be understood. Yes. That's wonderful. Life is too important to miss out this chance, Deepak. So he said, and he was so, when I came, I thought, and now effortlessly, Dada, Master himself will come to me. A boss coming to, instead of Muhammad has to go to mountain, mountain will come to Muhammad. Oh my God. I was a great surprise. And he was taken aback. And pranam karine. Oh. When Dada goes, that was the first experiment, that when he visited his town, and that was conducted, and soon such large numbers that was conducted for so many to gain, almost 60, 65, 60 plus, out of which some few of them, those long-haired saints, so-called hippie saints, future, of course, definite saints, swamis, were there. See the vision of a master. How can one follow? See the transparency of the vision. Kiritbhai, how the transparency we can achieve, which is verily within us, for us to achieve? That's it. Over. Jai Satchidanand.